Hey, what's up everyone? Ryan here, and I'm back with another College Football 25 Kentucky Dynasty Mode Series video, and today it is time for the regular season finale of the 2026 season, the Governor's Cup rivalry matchup between the Kentucky Wildcats versus the Louisville Cardinals. So this matchup this season will be in Louisville, and this is a game that we cannot lose. This Kentucky Wildcats team is sitting 9th in the nation. That is because we got crushed in the last game against LSU. In LSU, LSU just crushed us on every level. We just did not show up ready to play, and LSU took advantage of that. So today we're looking to get back on track. We are ranked number 9 in the nation. We are in the college football playoff right now, but unfortunately, with that loss, being an SEC loss, that means we are out of the conference championship. So no matter what happens today, even if Alabama loses to Auburn, Georgia against Georgia Tech does not matter. It's not an SEC matchup. Georgia is done with SEC play, which means that we cannot make the Southeastern Conference Championship for 2 years in a row, which means we will not have a first round bye in the college football playoffs. Now, we got to win this game to make the playoffs. If we lose, we are definitely out, and it's going to be the most disappointing finish to a season ever. But yeah, we got to come ready to play today in the Governor's Cup. I need all of your all's one times. I need all the hype and the positive, encouraging comments, just like always. And if y'all get some enjoyment, be sure to drop a like before you go. It really helps these videos and helps the channel, and subscribe for plenty more sports game content on the Gamer Ability YouTube channel. So today we're going to be going through the top stories, taking a look at the college football playoff projections, and then diving straight in to the Governor's Cup matchup. Kentucky going into Louisville to face off against the unranked Cardinals. A Cardinals team who's sitting 4-7 on the season. They've had a rough year in the ACC, but they're looking to end Kentucky's season today, and they have an opportunity to do that, and we have to prevent that from happening. So I will have timestamps for you all in the video description below, so feel free to go ahead and jump to the game if you want to go ahead and do that. But let's go ahead and dive into the top stories here. Of course, you have the Iron Bowl this week between Alabama and Auburn, and it's a big matchup for Alabama because if they lose, they're going to really move down in the rankings. Now, they locked in their spot in the conference championship no matter what. Even if they lose due to tie breaks, they make it. But they will still likely be in the college football playoff even if they lose that, but they will drop down big time and have to win the conference championship to move back up. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one plays out. Now, Ohio State and Michigan, of course, will be in their matchup today. We'll take a look at all the conference championship winners at the end of this. And then you have Colorado last week took down Kansas State, and that is a huge win for Colorado in the Big 12 because it knocked Kansas State out of the college football playoff rankings. So they're number 13 now. They lost, so they're trying to battle back into the college football playoffs, and maybe there's a chance if they win this week. I believe Kansas State can still win the Big 12, but that is a huge loss against Colorado. And then the Huskies lost to Penn State. So Penn State, although they've had a disappointing year overall, they did win against the Huskies. A big win there for Penn State, but a very disappointing season overall for Penn State. But hey, maybe they get a good bowl, a good end of the season, and then they have a better year next year, right? And before we take a look at the college football playoff bracket projections, we got to take a look at the updated top 25. It is painful for me to take a look at this because with that loss to LSU, we really made the postseason a lot harder for this Kentucky Wildcats team. So as you take a look at this right now, North Carolina 11-0, undefeated, number 1. Look who moved into the number 2 spot. Stanford, head coach now by the defensive coordinator from our team. First 2 seasons, he left to coach Stanford, and in his head coaching debut, he's 11-0. Hey, I'm happy for Andrew Parker, but I wish he would have stayed. Oh my, congrats to Stanford. They are dominating. So Oregon, number 3. Alabama, number 4. Ohio State, number 5. Clemson, number 6. East Carolina is number 7 right now. They're 10-1 on the year. Georgia is sitting there number 8. Kentucky, number 9. Notre Dame, 10. 11 is Michigan. Then Tennessee would be the first team out of the college football playoffs at this point in time. Kansas State would be the second team out. Tennessee does not have a chance to win the SEC, but Kansas State does have a chance to win the Big 12. They can still make it into the college football playoffs this week. But yeah, you can see this top 25, multiple 2-loss teams and even a 3-loss team in there. You could argue that our schedule this year was harder than Clemson, in my opinion, and we're 9-2 and they're 8-3. I think we should go up. You know, it's important to point out we lost to LSU in LSU. That was an LSU team who, yeah, they were 5-5 in the year. They were 90 overall attribute-wise. A really good team in LSU. Tough place to play. I don't think we should have dropped as much as we did. I think we should be number 6 with Clemson, and Clemson should drop to number 9. I don't think East Carolina should be in there. We looked at their strength of schedule, obviously, a few episodes ago, and we saw their overall. They're like 75 overall. They've had the easiest schedule ever, and they're sitting number 7 because they're 10-1 right now. And this Kentucky team has had a tough schedule, and we've had a good year, a couple big losses. But to be 9, I don't think that's fair. But let's win. We should have just won, right? It's hard to say whether it's fair or not. Why did we lose against LSU, right? So you always are in control of your own destiny, and we came up short. Now, the sad part is this right here. We have no chance to make the conference championship. Even if Alabama loses, they win the head-to-head since they took us down this year. So even if they do drop today against Auburn, they are still in the conference championship against Georgia. This is locked in. It will not change. Now, I don't think it can change at all. I mean, there could be a couple other teams who move up and down, but very disappointing. This Kentucky team was in control of our own destiny to make the Southeastern Conference Championship, and we miss out 2 seasons in a row. Last year we missed out because Georgia beat us earlier in the year, and the SEC was just insane last year. A lot of 1-loss teams, and it was just tough to make it, and we did not make it. This year we had a big chance to, and we just fell short. And here's your look at the 2026 college football playoff projections if the season ended before week 13. Now, as we take a look at this, the projected conference winners, the 4 highest ranked conference winners is North Carolina number 1, Alabama number 2, Ohio State number 3, and Kansas State number 4. So as you can see here, they are not predicting Stanford to win the conference. So they're predicting Stanford to lose. So then Stanford would move into the number 5 seed, and Toledo is the 5th highest ranked conference winner, who would be the number 12 seed. So it'd be Toledo versus Stanford in the first round, Georgia versus East Carolina. That matchup would not even be close, or it should not be close. Georgia at 90 overall should beat East Carolina, who's like 75, by like 50. And then Notre Dame versus Oregon, and then Kentucky versus Clemson. You know, I did say that we deserved that number 6 college football playoff ranking compared to Clemson, and we may get our chance to prove that. The unfortunate part is if this plays out just like this, we would have to play Alabama in the first round. Now, if Alabama loses the championship, that means we have to play Georgia. So I don't think there's a win-win scenario here. It's possible we play Ohio State, actually, if Georgia wins the SEC. But oh my, this is a really insane road to the college football playoff if this is how it plays out. But that's on us, right? We were in control of our own destiny. We could have been the top-ranked team. We could have won the conference, had the first-round bye. We lost to LSU, and it changed everything. So we got to get back on track this week, because if we lose to Louisville, you better believe we are out of the 2026 college football playoff bracket. And just a quick look at this incredible recruiting class. We have so many superstars coming in for next year. We have 12 5-stars locked in, 7 4-stars. We are leading the nation in the top recruiting class. 2nd is Georgia, 3rd is Oregon, 4 is Miami, and then Notre Dame is there at number 5. But we have generational talent, receivers, cornerbacks, you name it. This is one of the best recruiting classes I've had in this game, and we'll do the full recruiting at the end of this episode. And it is time for the regular season finale, the Governor's Cup matchup between the number 9 ranked Kentucky Wildcats going into Louisville to face off against the unranked Cardinals. The Cardinals have a chance. to knock their rivals, the Wildcats, out of the college football playoffs. We have to do everything in our power to prevent that from happening today. We take a look at these two teams by the numbers. We're 89 overall. Louisville is 82. They have an 81 offense and an 84 defense. We have an 89 offense and a 90 defense. On paper, we are the better team. This should not be close, but it is a rivalry match, and we're playing in Louisville. Tough place to play, a tough environment. We have to play good, smart, focused football in order to win this. And I do have to point out, this is a little revenge match for me because in real life, this past weekend, the Louisville Cardinals came into Lexington, Kentucky for the Governor's Cup and embarrassed the Kentucky Wildcats. Wow, I am still very upset about that game right now. At the time I'm recording this episode. So yeah, Louisville just came ready to play. The Kentucky Wildcats did not. That was a really good Louisville football team. And wow, they dominated against the Wildcats. And you know, that Cardinals team was only like 2 more wins away from actually making the college football playoffs possibly. I mean, they what did they finish? 8-4? And they had a lot of close games. If they win those games, they could have been in the playoffs. But wow, did they embarrass my Kentucky Wildcats in real life in the Governor's Cup? And Kentucky was on a little win streak before that for five years, I think. 6 years. But wow, Cardinals crushed us. And today I'm here to crush the Louisville Cardinals for revenge against what they did in real life. So let's go ahead and dive on in to the Governor's Cup here in the 2026 season. What uniforms are we going to have Louisville wear today? I think we're going to have Louisville wear the all black, right? I think we've got to go all black here for the Governor's Cup matchup. And then how about for us, we rock the, I think it's the not current away option. I think it's current away option 2 that I like. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. And I'm kind of thinking that we do need to give Louisville a little bit of red, right? So maybe black jerseys and how about red pants? Just to give them a little bit of red. You know, you have to have red and blue in there. Kentucky versus Louisville. It's time. Governor's Cup. Get your 1-times ready. Let's crush the Louisville Cardinals today and make the college football playoffs and then win another national championship.
In Louisville, Kentucky, they love thoroughbreds who know how to run down the stretch and get to the wire first, and certainly they've seen plenty of them here. From Johnny Unitas to Lamar Jackson, today the Louisville Cardinals will try to live up to that legacy. As we wind our way toward the end of another college football season, one of the grand traditions is paying tribute and respect to those who have just poured their souls into the success of this program and honor the seniors on Senior Day. As we'll see the number 9 team in the country, the Kentucky Wildcats, taking on a team from the ACC, the Louisville Cardinals. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollock and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. So the Kentucky Wildcats offense takes the field for the first time today.
We're on a 7 rivalry win streak there in this dynasty. In real life, well, nope.
Oh, football is big time.
No, it's so beautiful, too. And usually interconference rivalry game, too. It means a lot to these fans, and the bragging rights are rich.
Yeah, you're right, guys. It's not just horse racing.
And that's right. Our running back is back. Trayvon Drayton. Oh, he's back. His broken collarbone is healed, and a big-time run to start. I forgot about that.
Run the football. Really, really good job. The offensive line, they're physical and nasty. They're not nervous. They're not worried about this crowd.
Our offensive lineman missed the block there.
And they started the game off with some good physicality.
Trayvon Drayton is back. Oh, my.
He's looking to throw.
Wide open.
Receiver looks it in. It's complete. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains and they're set.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much, but I did look through their depth chart, and all I'm going to say is that we are by far the better team. It's not even close. And I'm going to hot route here. I'm going to hot route Dugans up the middle. Yep, wide open. What a hot route.
He's got an open man. And they'll finally catch up to him.
I saw the gap in the coverage.
Big chunk of yardage is picked up. So after the huge chunk play, they've got it 1st and goal from the 10. The toss sweep to the right.
Come on, Drayton. Show him your back. Oh, he is back.
Works his way all the way
What a
down to the
superstar.
3, and the defense is reeling. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the
Patterson's about to get his
underdog reason to
touchdown.
believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason
Never
to
mind.
get jacked up and excited.
I'm gonna run that same play again.
Be in a business mode mindset.
And Drayton's back. Let's give him his welcome back touchdown.
You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment.
He's back. Trayvon Drayton.
Kentucky.
Take that,
I
Louisville.
think what you love about that opening
There'll be
drive for
plenty
the
more of
offense
that.
is the balance. They were able to throw the football to set themselves up into position, and then he carries it in for the TD. You got to be able to keep defenses on their heels, and they did a nice job of that on this opening drive.
It's so interesting that this rivalry, those of you that don't know college football or like the location of these two teams, Lexington and Louisville are so close, about an hour apart, and the rivalries are, it's such a big rivalry, right? Not even the same conference. Kentucky's in the Southeastern Conference. The Louisville Cardinals are in the ACC, right? But the rivalry is absolutely insane. But these teams are separated by, I don't know how many miles it is, 60 miles maybe? Like, they're so close to each other, really. And it's just such an incredible rivalry. If you get a chance to go to these environments, it is insane. Especially if you're a Kentucky fan in Louisville or if you're a Louisville fan in Kentucky. It's just an insane environment either way. But yeah, what a rivalry.
Impact players for this game, and it goes beyond executing an assignment to make an impact in the game.
Yeah, obviously we were talking to both coaching staffs this week, and we asked them who needs to step up and
Okay,
play
let's
well.
make a play.
They immediately pointed to these guys right here. They are the key for their respective teams.
Good
Yeah, they
tackle.
don't always show up
I
in
tell
the
you,
box score, but
Matthew
this is
Horn is at
guys
incredible
that
center. His first season at defensive end, he's dominated. Let's put the blitz on him.
Met in 1912, and both have a rich
Yeah, he's done a great job. And we'll take a look at the season stats at the end of this episode.
At Kentucky through the years, the rivalry
Wow,
is
Tim
a great
Couch.
one, fellas.
What a legend.
That's a great list of people to think about in this rivalry. Obviously, it runs deep, and the uniforms are solid, right? Like bright red, blue on the other side, just a nice color clash.
Do we put the blitz on him?
Visually
No,
and
I think
optically, you're right. This
we
is a
run
very
a
good-looking
cover
rivalry
3
game, but it's
hard
also
flat.
good on the field. There's a lot of talent assembled here today.
This is where
And
you
I'm gonna
make
put
the
a
money on
spy.
the drives. Ball at the 30, it's 3rd and short.
And I'm going to beat Godfrey. Oh, I didn't have
Leads it
time.
with the
A
back.
run.
Really tough run there. He got 4. That'll leave him a
Bold
yard
strategy.
short on
Honestly, a
4th
good
down.
play call. We just
This is an
were all
interesting
over it.
decision now for
Look
the
at
head
Drayton.
coach. You're
Drayton only
trailing
played like
very early
5
in the game.
games.
There's a lot
Look at
of
his
football
stats.
left. But you're in a situation where you could go for it here and try and
Pretty
answer
good.
after your defense gave up that touchdown on the opening drive.
The Cardinals will punt this one away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. And they'll get it
I
on the
thought
ground
Brendan
as the
White could have
offense
broke
comes out
away
to
there
start
for a
the
touchdown.
drive.
Okay, let's keep running the football.
Line gets
Drayton's
set,
back.
First down.
We have to say Patterson did a great job filling in for Drayton.
They'll toss it to the left. They get him stopped
That's on me.
after a gain of 4 out
I mean,
to
it's
the
on
28.
82 for missing a
They
block,
painted the
but
state
if I
big
read that
blue
better,
in
that's a
Kentucky
touchdown.
blowout the last time they saw the Cards.
And I think it's always fun to watch the response. In rivalry games, when
Wide
one
open.
side gets smashed,
Let's
and
go,
they have to hear about
Brandon.
it for a year, Palmer, it usually ends up being a pretty good game.
What a
Yeah,
game
they
changer
bring a
Brendan
lot.
White has
It
been.
doesn't matter that
Putting him in
either
the
team
slot
really
this year?
haven't
Wait,
been in
is
the
this
national
another
championship
touchdown?
picture for years. This game matters.
It's not a touchdown, but I'm going to change. It could be a coverage shell, but we're going to audible a post here. Oh, they can't hear. Come on.
Receivers telling
There we
the
go.
quarterback what they see. Looking to move it through the air. Trying to make magic with his feet. They finally corral
Look at the
him, and he
freshman
turns
quarterback,
that into
Stephen
a big
Bullock.
gain and a first
What a
down.
year it's been for the freshman. He's made a lot of mistakes with interceptions, but still a great
He's got
year.
Such good awareness in the pocket.
What a run.
He does a good job of feeling the rush. And
Okay.
You know it's a pass, and you
Our
wanna keep your
fullback
eyes
and tight
downfield,
end
but he
right
sees
there
an
have to do a
opening,
much
he
better
sees an
job
opening, he's got
blocking.
the ability to go get
There's
it.
just
Get a
terrible
first
blocking
down.
assignments. One has to
That
go
kinda
after
pick
the
up on
left, the
first
other
down,
one
and
just
you
goes
can
up the
take a
field.
shot here on 2nd and short.
Poor execution.
They go right back to him.
But our offensive line
They
is
get him on the
dominating.
ground, but it's a first down.
Let's do a
All right, nothing
PA
flashy
tight
there.
end
He just
leak.
did what it took to get the first down.
I'm looking at
Kentucky
Sanders
back at it with
here.
a fresh set of downs. Off the play
Yep.
fake on first down to throw. It's complete.
What a throw!
And he'll step out of bounds just short of the goal line.
I thought I made the mistake doing a touch pass there, lobbing that up. But no, it wasn't a mistake. That is absolute perfection. Good block by Trayvon Drayton coming in, play action. Puts a block on the middle linebacker, gives us enough time for a perfect throw. You cannot throw that any better than that. And foot's in bounds, just barely. What a catch from the sophomore Sanders, part of our year one recruiting class. The tight end has been a game changer, but what a catch. You know, with Drayton back, we're going to win. We're going to win a national championship. This is what we needed. The spark on offense. You know, Patterson did a good job, don't get me wrong. But just the electricity that Drayton brings running the football, it's just on another level.
Single play, and you saw it right there.
And he's back. 2 touchdowns for Trayvon Drayton. Welcome back, the sophomore.
That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
This Kentucky Wildcats team is mad after losing to LSU last week. I'm mad at the Cardinals for what they did in real life against my Wildcats. So when the virtual athletes are mad and I'm mad, oh my. Good things happen. Look at Drayton, 8 rushes, 41 yards, 2 touchdowns in his return. Yeah, he's ready to play.
Another to their lead.
Take that, Louisville.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. 76
Oh,
yards
my.
on the drive for the touchdown. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge.
Come on.
And they desperately
I'm feeling good.
wanted to attempt
I'm
the
feeling good. I'm
return,
feeling
but
ready.
decided not
It
to.
makes me
Instead,
feel a
they'll
lot
take the
better when
touchback.
it's 14-0,
Louisville
but
has it back
come
in
on.
the offense coming out ready to attack. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders.
Good hit.
right out
I
the gate.
should have read that a bit quicker. I could have picked that off, but great coverage there.
They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah,
gonna
and
put a
it's just
quarterback
the first
spy on.
quarter, so it's not the end of the world.
I
You've
could
seen
see-
slow starts,
I could
but
see
you
their
gotta
running back
continue to
running.
pick and pick until you find that play or
That's
that
what
scheme
we
that you
do.
can use
I
against
mean,
this
our
defense.
defensive line,
He's
I don't want
knocked
to,
down in the
I'm not going to say
backfield,
anything.
he'll lose a
I looked at
couple.
their depth chart,
You know
and
when
let's
you're
just
playing
say we're the
against a
better team.
defense
That's
of
all I'm
this
going to say.
caliber, You're going to have some sort of balance.
You all are
right?
like,
You can't
oh
just
no,
drop back
Ryan,
and throw
just
it
be
every single
quiet.
play. Nothing going on that last
That's
run.
fair.
They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
So
Guys,
what
that's the end of the
what should we
quarter,
run
and
here?
Kentucky has the lead.
I think we
And
run
that
a
was
nickel
an
formation,
impressive
and we run a
dominant first
cover
quarter.
4
Let's take a look
quarters,
at the stats
and we tell them
before
to play
we
the
move on.
sticks.
Now facing a 3rd down as they come back to the line after the break.
Quarterback, if he runs,
From the
well,
gun, wants
be
to
unfortunate.
He's going to let one fly down the middle.
I turned
And
into
it's
him
picked off.
and just
He'll
dove
try to take
underneath.
it
It said perfect timing, user
A
pick.
really good
Let's go,
return
baby.
after the interception puts them in business at the 29.
I knew that if I don't turn into him, he's not going to jump in front. Turned into him, turned in front, picked it off. That's what we do.
Trying to catch it. It looks like they have 2 left hands. Defensive backs don't catch real well. Nice job breaking on the football. Nice job.
You know, we'll take a
securing
look
the
at our
INT
team
and
stats at the
actually
end of this
catching it.
episode, but I point that out to say our defense has really struggled with allowing yards, but our defense has not struggled with turnovers. We have forced so many turnovers this year. We may have the most interceptions
Kentucky has
in the
it back,
league.
and the big blue offense takes the field. They wanted to set the tone, strike quickly. Jesse, they've done exactly
Look at
that.
our
up to
offense. And number
touchdown.
15 there, Dugans did a great job blocking.
He's been so good
This
reading
running back is
coverage,
electric.
going to where the open guy is with the football, and they've been up and down the field, David, so far.
And
Drayton
this
is just
defense
on
needs to
another
make
level.
Something happen right now. You've already given up a couple of touchdowns. Your offense has got nothing going.
When I saw
Still
injury, I
early
got
in the game.
nervous.
Get a stop. Create some momentum.
It's not
for your
us.
offense.
Man
But
down on
wow,
the
it
play
looked
as the
like it.
officials
He
take
took a
break to let him
shot.
be checked out. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Can't hang on in the end zone, and that one is going to drive
Catch the
him
ball.
crazy. When
You
he
know, like-
watches it, it'll be 3rd down.
What a play by the defender.
Yeah, he
there,
took
guys.
a
In his
hit,
own end zone.
right?
The offense is taking a shot, and if that
You
defender
touch it, you catch
was just
it.
one step behind, that would have been a touchdown. But the hit forces the incompletion.
Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be
I'm looking at
doozy if
Sanders
they
or
can
Brown
pull it
Stevens.
off. From the gun,
Blitz,
wants to
Stevens.
pass. Can't
What a catch.
cross the
His
plane
catch
to
in
get the
traffic
six, but
is
they'll
like
have the first
95 or
down.
98.
Those third downs are
It's a good
hard
thing.
to
What a
execute.
catch.
And when you get in the red zone, it gets even
I
harder.
should have
But
threw it to
this
Sanders.
offense did a great job. Now, forget the 3. We're leaving that behind. Now set up first and goal.
Trayvon Drayton
Touchdown,
throws the defender off of him, goes into the end zone for the third time.
And we're not even at halftime yet.
Yeah, and these guys get these in high school and Little League, but my goodness, to do it at the college level, you already got 3, and it's just the first half. I think he's in for a pretty good day.
So anybody who didn't watch the Governor's Cup in real life, you may ask, well, how did it go? Well, it went something like this, but for the Louisville Cardinals. Right? This is like the opposite of what happened in real life, but the away team came into town to Lexington, and the Cardinals did this. And this is very similar to what happened, just the opposite, the opposite result,
Lining
and
up
the
to tack
opposite,
one more onto that lead.
the opposite stadiums, right? And you love to
And
see
with
it
the
because this
extra
is what
point,
we
they're
needed.
up 21-0. And
Now
let's
can I
check in
finally
with
say
Kevin
it?
Connors in the studio.
Their depth
Kevin?
chart was not even close to ours. Their offensive line, not good at pass blocking or run blocking, and they were outmatched for our team. Remember I said that.
No lead is safe there in Nashville. They're up by 7 over Tennessee.
Oh no.
Just another week of college football
Let's make a play.
where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas,
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us.
Good hit.
Crosses the 30 to the
Dooley
31 and
came
a
up,
6-yard
delivered
pickup.
a hit stick
And
there.
The Cardinals want to crank the tempo.
Come on, Kentucky.
The give to the fullback.
Look at Soles Jr. Read
These
that to
little gains
perfection.
can start to add up
I
as he
didn't.
Gets it up to the 34.
I'm gonna run
It's
man.
third down from
I'm gonna
their
run a
own
blitz.
34 as they
Put a
try to keep
QB
the
spy.
drive
Oh no,
moving.
wait.
On the option. Now the toss.
Who's got the option man?
They'll
What a
finally
pitch
make
by the
tackle,
quarterback there,
that
but
option was executed
who's supposed to guard the option?
perfection.
Was that me?
And that is exactly why you stick to running the football. Haven't had a lot of success, but boom, you pop one, right? That's what you got to do. You cannot become one-dimensional and just throw the football every down. Love the offense, sticking to the run. Nice job getting the first down.
Caught in the backfield. It's
Good
Brown.
hit. Soles Jr. is coming up delivering big hits so far this game. Let's do a nickel blitz
Get
3.
my running backs the ball in space as much as possible, and sometimes it doesn't work in the running game. But I can throw it to him. I can try to create some space out wide, dump him the football, let him make some
job.
catches, and see if I can't get some big plays out of him.
3rd and
They were
2.
able
Should
to
we
get
man
it
up?
stopped just shy of the first down marker.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this offense was going to try and get this receiver involved and get him involved early. So here they are just finding an easy
gonna man
completion.
up.
It's not a touchdown, but they just want to get this guy lathered up and get him into a rhythm.
They
Ball's at
probably
the
will run it,
47,
and
they're
we're going to be
looking at
ready.
a third down and short. Goes to the option. At the 35, he's open. And they'll finally bring him down after
Did
he
I
rips
say
off a
something
huge
about their
play.
depth chart?
The Cardinals
before
look
this
to
drive?
keep this drive humming.
Did I really?
Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. Grabbed in the backfield.
Good
It's
hit.
Brown. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but
Did
no
I?
more than that.
I just had to say something.
It's nice to get a quarterback an easy completion like that, but it's nicer if they can go forward. And they did not that time, Jesse.
They did not know. The defense was just better at the point of attack. Look at all these defenders shedding blocks and then getting
Pass
hands to the
interference?
football. That's impressive.
Probably. Did I hit
How about
the
taking
receiver
shot
before the
off
ball
the
got
RPO? A
there?
lot of
It's
times you see
debatable.
RPO routes and you throw it real quick, whether it's a bubble or a glance.
Yeah, I don't think
They're
that's
like, nah, I'm gonna
debatable.
fake the run right here, take a
Yeah,
deep shot.
the refs are on our
being
side
very
here
aggressive.
in Louisville today. I cannot believe they did not call that pass interference.
From the gun, running back on the move. And he's not going to make it. The
I
defense
drilled
denying him the first
the
down.
receiver and
They're
hindered
happy
his
enough
ability to
try
catch the
take
football.
points as the field goal unit
It
heads
worked.
Absolutely.
Good kick. Okay, so Louisville takes some points. Still a great defensive stop there at the end. Allowed too many yards before that, though. Because I called out their offensive line. They got mad.
To get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away.
Come on, Brandon. Take this to the house.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop
Inside zone.
21. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
Our offensive line is absolutely dominating right now.
These guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and
They're
it's just
so good.
maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Quick cuts. Drayton is so sneaky. He's so sneaky with his cuts. It's just so hard to guard him.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. And he really needed
I knew we had to throw that
one, but
early,
it was not
and I think I waited a bit too late.
Well, the quarterback knew he wanted to go to his tight end on that play. He's a big physical target. But
Let's change Patterson to an out route.
He'll throw on 3rd down.
Wide open. Good route by Dugans. The young receiver here
Dragged down to the turf, but
has had a solid year. Hasn't had a lot of action, but when he's had action, it's been good plays.
Set of downs. They'll try the run.
Drayton just hurdles over the offensive lineman. I believe that was our own lineman down. Jumps over top of him. Takes it for a first down. He's so good.
This offense is so
I like a draw here.
It
Well,
opens up everything,
I
and
would
he's
like a
having
draw
a
if they weren't
great day,
ready to
showing
stop the
you a
run. So
little
let's do
bit
a
of
play
everything,
action.
And this offense has got it rolling on the ground.
Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. And
He's
he
so
makes the
good.
catch at the
This
10.
quarterback, the difference this year between versus last year is the fact that our quarterback can be sprinting and deliver a dime. He's done it so many times this year. He's unstoppable. His throw on the run is incredible. Wow.
Throw and then hauling it in.
This offense has put on a display in the first half, and they have
Patterson! Our running backs are getting the job done today.
Kentucky.
I think the
4
days of running
touchdowns,
backs
all
just
running back
down
touchdowns.
are out the window. You better be able to do this. You see the playmakers, slip him out of the backfield, throw him the football. He'll handle the rest, get in the end zone for the touchdown.
I want that rematch against Alabama. Alabama, I hope you're watching this game. I don't think you play Auburn till tonight. I want you all to know we want that rematch. I'm not afraid of you. We got to get through Clemson first probably, but let's settle down. But Alabama, I'm not afraid. We got Patterson and Drayton, dynamic duo. They played us without our running
They
back.
marched 79 yards on the drive.
So I'm just saying,
and they closed the deal
I'm not
with
afraid of
the
Alabama. I'm not
7-yarder
afraid of
for the
LSU.
score.
I'm not afraid of Georgia. I'm not afraid of Clemson. I'm not afraid of Stanford.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this
It's
drive
crazy
at
to
their
say
own
Stanford.
25.
And with all the other teams this year, it's crazy to say Stanford. But yeah, they're that team this year.
Deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and
No,
regroup at halftime.
that's
Yeah,
on
a
me.
big chance. Like this is an opportunity. This is the biggest.
It's that
opportunity
Dooley.
in front of them in
Dooley
the game
needed
right
to
now.
switch
You gotta
there,
get
and
some
I did
points
not
on the
switch
board.
with
You
him.
got to create something positive, Jesse. There hasn't been a whole.
It
lot
is a
to be
match
positive
coverage
about in the
though,
first
so
half.
a lot of
If I'm
times they
playing
will man
quarterback,
up there.
Locating my go-to guy at receiver. Who can I count on one-on-one?
Unleashes
I was ready to pick that. What a throw.
And it's caught. Touchdown, Cardinals.
That's perfection.
Man, nice job getting the passing game going.
I mean, really,
This is
number
big,
89,
man.
you
Going
gonna
to listen, I know you're
say
trying.
you gonna
Building
say I
some
can't hear
momentum.
you?
Maybe this second half we keep airing the football out, cutting into this
He's just trying to get his
deficit,
fans
and who knows
fired
what
up.
the heck will happen.
Isn't that more of a celebration you do on the road, you know? You don't see that celebration as much for your home fans. I guess he's just trying to get his home fans wound up. Like, I can't hear you, fans. Wake up!
PAT unit on the field.
What a throw, though. That was absolute perfection. Looked like Stephen Bullock out there.
And the extra point cuts the lead to 28-10. They wasted no time on that drive. Got it on their 25, and 2 plays later, they're in the end zone.
You know, next year is going to be electric
Here he comes from inside his own 5.
because we have 2 generational talent wide receivers coming into town. A couple 99 cornerbacks as well. Okay, we got to run the clock down, or we got to think about the clock, not run it.
Looking for a productive play on first down. He's
Agadosi.
He'll loft one deep down the left side.
Yes!
He holds it in, and nobody's close.
Let's go! Huge messed up coverage there from the safety. He bit up when he needed to. He looked like he was going the inside, man. He bit up. Agadosi runs from the slot wide open. Huge messed up coverage there. Once he cut up for a second, I knew there's no way he's getting back. That's all day, every day. I don't know if that was just a poor defensive play call. It seemed like a messed up coverage, but wow.
He'll try to tack on one more.
This Louisville defense is struggling today.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further.
Take that, Cardinals. I'm extra fired up today.
Everybody loves. So see quarterback, one snap, put it in the end zone. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
What was the game this year for the Louisville Cardinals in real life? Where it was just high scoring, electric. I don't know. I think it was a conference game maybe, but it was amazing. It was like 40 points came down to the end. They lost it. I remember Cardinals lost it. That's another one that if they win, and a couple other ones, they would be in the college football playoffs. That's a pick all day. Perfect timing user pick.
Trying to take it back. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
But yeah, I can't remember what game it was, but it was a great game.
Here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Trying to start the drive with a pass. He finds his man.
Let's go.
He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be
Let's do a slip screen. Our quarterback is 10 for 12 right now.
Looking to go up top on first down. They're setting up the screen. Hard running there.
What was I doing there? I don't know why I cut it in. I cut it in so much. Let's call timeout. I don't know what I was doing.
Will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Yeah, I don't know. Not every decision is a good decision, right? That was one of them. I'm going to run this. We got Trayvon Drake.
The give to the back. They
Hurry up.
get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks. This offense has been running wild in the first half, but wait, they want more before they go to the locker room.
Gonna run it again! Trayvon Drayton is back!
To the board with that trip to the house.
I mean,
Have yourself a
oh
day, young
my.
fella. You know why they handed him the ball a lot? Because he did that. That's his 4th trip to pay dirt.
You know, I
This
said
kid
this
has
in
shown
this
you
year.
A little bit of everything. What a great back. And
This running back could have won the
touchdowns
Heisman
on
if
the
he
day.
played the whole year. 100%. With our offensive line, Trayvon Drayton would have won the Heisman. No doubt in my mind. 16 for 104 and 4 touchdowns. Honestly, we should probably take him out so he doesn't get hurt. And I probably will. I don't think we need to risk it. I think we do need to take him out because he's gonna, you know, he's missed the whole season and he's had a great game. He's had a lot of touchdowns. Let's take him out. We're crushing him. Let's put Drayton down there. And then maybe let's put Beckner in. Give him a little action here. And then I do think we need to change a couple other things. So 3rd down running back is fine. So yeah, no, I think we're good. Just got to make sure that he's not in the game. He's had a great game. Why not? Sit him on the bench. First half was incredible. 42 points. He had 4 touchdowns. Let's not get him hurt. You know, if there's a statement game after losing to Louisville, tried to prove that we still deserve to be in the college football playoffs, it's this one.
The Louisville offense is
So sad we can't play in the championship, though. The conference championship. I'm so sad.
They were in and out quickly.
It's on us.
Quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get
Oh,
this offense
wide
in a little bit of
open.
rhythm. Maybe before you open it up again, Palmer, or do you trust him right
Go to
away?
cover 4.
He seems to me like the guy maybe that just needs to kind of get into the flow of the game. So maybe you get the running game going here and just give him some easy looks to let him get lathered up.
He's got it down the middle. He is stopped.
Way to wrestle him
behind the line
down.
of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw.
Come on, Godfrey. Let's make a big-time play.
On second down, he'll let it fly.
They had 2 people open, and that was one of them. It's hard for me to guard them all. They ran that play rerun a lot. The levels concept, 2 people running it in, 1 person running it out. It's a great play call, and on a cover 4, it's hard for the middle linebacker to actually be able to match up there.
They try to put something up before halftime.
They have 9 seconds left. They can get a score here.
They'll throw it on first down.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Doing what he does best. He can move.
I wanted him to throw it so bad.
Timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays.
I thought they were going to go for it. I would. What's the field
goal
goal going to do? They're down 42-10.
Never a doubt for this big-footed guy. 49-yard field goal is good.
I know they're trailing going into the locker room here at halftime, but kicking that field goal.
I mean, do you want to win or do you want to lose, right? You're already down. You need some momentum. Like, I guess some people say take the points. I don't. I say go for it there.
And the returner runs out of real estate.
You're playing against the worst secondary in the league at guarding deep. Now, we have had interceptions today, but still.
All the tradition and bad blood between these programs, it's all kind of come to a boil today in a spirit.
How did Drayton not get the player spotlight?
And there is no
Agadosi stole it.
This halftime than by reviewing how this wideout has been a one-man wrecking crew. The kid's been everywhere, and I love how he's willing to go across the middle, but that he also has the jets to burn these DBs on the deep ball. If this defense wants to actually come back in this one, they better hide his cleats.
You like how they said Agadosi's been everywhere? 1 catch for 77 yards and a touchdown. Most of those highlights, they showed Trayvon Drayton. Poor Drayton.
Kentucky will boot it deep to get the second
Wow.
half underway.
Poor kid. Hopefully Drayton wasn't watching the halftime report. They gotta bring back the studio updates. I'm actually surprised that they haven't added that with an update.
Got blown out in the first half and now just desperate to
talk about what's going on in the college football, show highlights from around the league.
It just starts with one play, though. You just need one thing to go right for this offense to start to build that momentum, and then that becomes an
That was an embarrassing missed tackle.
Defense for special teams.
I ran right by him.
It just takes one play.
It really can, and it's so strange, and you can't quantify it, and I don't know how to describe it as a coach or as a player, but you got to make something happen, and it's got to start.
Good hit. That's Matthew Horn making his presence known. He's done that all year.
After the productive first down play at 2nd and 6. Now they'll try the right side.
Soles Jr. is so good. You see Godfrey just hit Soles to get a bigger hit on the running back there. Just boom.
On tape week after week after
that was pretty
week,
awesome.
There's just not
I want to pick here. I'm going to run a spy.
Great backs, not good backs, and not a lot of offenses having a lot of success. You got to be creative. You got to find ways to, to get on the perimeter, and more importantly.
And the pass is complete. He's got it at the 20. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Louisville! Quarterbacks love receivers that can get separation, but that amount of separation is a little excessive.
I agree, Reese, and I think the defense needs to have a little powwow on the sidelines and talk about what just happened, because that was an absolute busted coverage on the back end.
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah, I'd say it was. Let's break that down for a second and take a look at this terrible coverage from the Kentucky Wildcats. Keep in mind, this is a cover 3 match. So it's number 80. Who gets it? Is it 87? I think no, it's not. It's 89. So 89 is running that red zone route. You've seen me run this play with Brandon White. So what 89 does, it's a very tough route to run. I mean, a very tough route to guard in a cover 3 match zone. So 89 comes across. I cut up. Look at me, number 22. I see him coming over I'm supposed to guard him, and I am. But look at Soles Jr., and look at our 2 bunched up cornerbacks there to the top right of the screen. Number 33 has to get back to the middle deep. He doesn't. So then when he cuts up, number 33 there, our safety, has to start to guard him. But he looks like he's looking at him, but he never goes over. So then he cuts up for some reason as the quarterback is throwing and leaves a wide open receiver. Now, you could make the argument that in a cover 3 match zone, you're supposed to run, like once you match up, a lot of times you're playing man in that zone. So now you could argue that I was supposed to guard 87 here, running the out route, but I thought it was a slot. I still think I made the right decision. I think the poor decision was Soles Jr., but most of all, I think the mistake here was by 33. What in the world is Dooley doing right here? This is why we have the worst secondary in college football, everybody. This is it. That's why we have the worst secondary in college football. A player running right in his zone. He's bunched up with the cornerback saying hello over there. He's just saying hello to the cornerback. Like, no, I got this. I got this. Nope. That might be the worst decision making I've ever seen. So a lot of mistakes there across the board. You hate to see it, but it's a 42-20.
To add another.
Why we have the worst secondary in the league. Next year we won't.
Splits the uprights. Let's go to the studio now and check.
But we get turnovers, right? We have to give them credit for that.
Eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. Georgia Southern is currently trailing
Let's
in this
not
one, but
give up this lead.
Like
it's not over.
This program has picked itself up before, and it's capable of it again.
What is number 15 doing?
They're trailing by
Did you all
just
see that?
4 to Appalachian State. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, we'll see it right here.
The wide receiver blocked the wrong guy.
An eye on everything going on elsewhere.
Oh, good block.
With the running back.
Good block by the fullback.
Finds his way for 3 out to the 33.
I think we run the inside zone again.
It'll be 3rd and short from their own 33. They'll try to run for it.
Wide open.
Still on his feet at the 45.
Love that play.
And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
Should we give Brendan White a touchdown here? I think we can beat them deep. They've been pressing. Yeah, this could be a touchdown.
The back's effort now, fresh set it down.
And it's so nice to have a guy that you can...
All day, every day.
Deep downfield.
They just were not ready for that. Pressing. They had their safety so far up, too. Caught him in man. That's a touchdown all day, every day.
As Kentucky builds this lead.
It feels like it's been a fast break on the basketball court here for a while now. Kentucky showing the speed all over the
in Louisville's defense, and I'm never in Louisville's defense.
They're doing everything
they thought we were going to run it, and I run it 90% there, right? I just changed up what I normally do and called a deep pass play to Brendan White, and it paid off. But I just knew that they were going to be in a run-stop formation, a run-stop play, and they were. We're over top.
And the extra point.
Caught him. That's a man coverage breaker right there. That's what that play is designed to do. You had the perfect alignment. You're like, that's a touchdown.
Touchdown pass from 52 yards out. The kickoff team out there getting set.
Just beautiful.
He thought about bringing that out.
49-20.
They'll bring it to the 25.
Kentucky Wildcats are back. This is what we do. This is what we can do with our running back having Drayton and Patterson in. We're a dynamic duo. That's an incredible pick. Keep in mind, Terrion Nichols here has that platinum interception ability, which allows him to make plays like that. That was an insane interception.
One good covering corner. Fewer are lucky if you have 2. They've got 3 DBs.
Show us the replay. That was insane.
Time in their nickel package that they feel can go mano-a-mano with anyone in the country, and you saw it on that last play coming away with the pick.
That is perfection. He read the quarterback like a book. I did not turn it into him that time. That was all Terrion Nichols. He literally jumped that route on the slant. A poor throw by the quarterback, though. He has to lead him. Does not lead him, and then that platinum interception ability is going to be an interception almost every time. That is perfection.
They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this
Patterson is really good, too. He's had a great year.
Everybody right now in the center.
Wait, Patterson looks like he's hurt.
Nice job
No.
running back, finding space, getting downhill, making a good
This is a
run.
touchdown.
Great job finishing with his pads.
Nope.
Trying to get to it. They intercepted. They didn't give him much of a chance to make that play even bigger, but the turnover has him set up at the 16.
One thing I love about this linebacker, guys, he's really good against the run, but he's also nice in coverage, too. That time, a cover 2 look by the defense, so he's just playing in space. He's watching the quarterback.
He took a shot, and I should never have thrown that. That middle linebacker read me like a book. That's on me.
Louisville has it
What am I
back in
doing?
the offense coming out ready to attack. Well, the
What
good
am I
news
doing?
about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah,
I can't believe I just threw that.
Just hand the football
Can't believe
off,
I
maybe
called
get
that
the
play in
ground
the
game
first
going,
place.
Maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Just run the football, right? Like,
They'll give him a couple. That leaves him with 3rd and 8.
As a defensive guy now, you're always zoomed in on the quarterback.
putting a quarterback spy on him.
Whether they're throwing
And I'm
the
watching
football
number
or
89.
running,
89
at
has
least they
killed
have the
us.
football in their hands every time. You know where they're going to be. You focus in. The
You know,
defense,
good coverage
locked
from
and
Solis
ready,
Jr., just a
understand what
great
they're trying to
catch.
accomplish, doing a good job
From the
getting to
tight end,
quarterback,
Max
and then
Clare.
make those physical hits count. Finish those
It's a
those
great
tackles
catch.
with aggressive hits. Make that quarterback feel you for a whole length of a game.
Oh no, I left my zone.
Quickly to the tight end.
Good thing you didn't.
And
Good
he
thing they didn't
goes
have
out
anybody
of
across the
bounds
middle
after a
open.
nice pickup on that one.
I bit
And a
up
short
just a little
completion
bit
brings
with that
up
play
2nd
action.
down.
Just a bit.
From the gun, he leaves it with the back. And he's
I mean, a
down
good
at
hit, but he hit
41.
him
That's
into
a
the first down.
I love when players
Put the blitz
understand
back on 'em.
situations and they understand.
I
where
feel like the
first down
quarterback's
marker
getting a
is,
little too
and they understand
comfortable
where I
back
gotta
there, and
get
I don't
to.
like
A lot
it.
of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that first down.
Fires one high and deep. And it's picked off for the
Yes.
4th time today.
Did
And
you
he's
see?
brought down after
I
the
turned
pick,
into
but
him. I
not
slowed
before
down a
putting his
bit
offense in
to
business.
read that route and
That's number
jump
2.
up
That's a
and
good
pick
year
it.
for a lot
That
of
was
people.
just
What a day. Having 2
perfection.
interceptions
Another perfectly
already,
timed
I
user
might
pick.
try my hand on the other guy. This guy is not
Caleb
somebody I
Dooley
wanna
is
mess with.
dominating. Little hesitation, just a little hesitation allowed me to pick that ball off. That's
Kentucky
just
has it
so
back, and the
good.
big blue offense takes
Wow, I
the
love
field.
this game.
That last possession, a prime example, Jesse, of how things get condensed in the red zone.
Hard to throw when the windows are smaller, and that's what happens down near the goal line, David. But for this quarterback here, just take accountability and ownership.
fullback
Come out
involved.
here and lead your offense.
Are you all
And
proud
move
of this
on.
Kentucky
Like,
team?
we need
Big
points.
loss in
That's
LSU,
something that we
bounce
can
back,
hop on. We'll watch
running
the
back
tape
is
this week,
back,
but now it's time to
and we
move
came
on.
ready to
Let's get
play.
another drive going.
They'll put it in place.
just gotta run
from
out the
their
clock
own
now.
12-yard line, 1st and 10.
Pound it, pound it, pound it. I might not have that pretty.
I mean,
run-pass
bad blocking
ratio
assignments
50-50,
right away,
if I
but they
can run
did a
the
good
football
job of
consistently.
correcting it.
If you're not going to do anything about it, you want to be a great offensive coordinator, keep calling them run.
And they'll come to the line with less than a yard to go.
I thought we
And
got
they
that
try the
automatically,
middle of
but
the stout
clearly they
defense,
read
and
it.
They rise to the challenge as they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. They'll try
What does
to
the
power
fullback
their way
do?
ahead. They were all over him, nowhere to go as that 3rd down play turned into a disaster.
That might be the worst fullback blocking
Guys,
I've
that's
ever
the
seen.
end of the quarter, and Kentucky has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings
It's
to
our
see
first
how this
punt of the
playoff
game.
race
I
is
think
shaping
so.
up.
You know what? Let's not punt.
They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for
Our
it. Good
backups
on
are in.
4th down.
Oh, no.
He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down.
Mibroja, he's good! Yes, he is!
And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense.
We know our
Defense, not
backup
exactly
quarterback
the
is
perfect
good.
4th down call there. The Wildcats are
He's
on
got
the move.
mobile deadeye.
From the gun, they'll give it
So
on
you
the
get him out of the
inside.
pocket, he can
And he's
throw it on a
brought down
dime with
after
that
a
mobile
nice
deadeye
gain.
perk. And you saw
If
it
this
right there.
offense
That
can
was
keep
incredible.
rolling, if they can keep the physical ground game and continue to add these plays up.
Now,
as
he'll
they go
never get to
along,
play for the
long
Wildcats,
drives, keep the
unfortunately.
clock with the lead, this coach will be
I
ecstatic.
tried. If I
Really
cut that
nice
out,
first
it's a
down run.
touchdown.
You're seeing why this running back is an every down type back. He can run between the tackles. He can
Wait,
run
why is
outside,
Drayton in?
catch the football. He can block. This guy can do it all.
I want to have a long talk with their offensive
And
coordinator.
He has a solid game before.
Why in the world is Trayvon Drayton in the football game? Is it because I had him as a backup? What are we doing? Team, can we wake up for a second? Like, are you kidding me? Third down back? Get out of here. Why do we have a 55 overall running back and a 59 overall running back? That is a good question. Power back? Let me guess, Straighten's in there too? I think that was just third down back overall, not their actual overall.
Stay out of third and long. Third and long is not where an offense ever.
We're gonna have a long talk with their offensive coordinator after this game for that decision making. Well, coach, you put him in as a third string, so I thought when we put in the backups, we put in Drayton.
That one before the defense was finally able to get him down. The Wildcats come to the line with a new set of downs.
Wake up, coach.
To the ground, he's got it again.
Beckner is not fast. He's a power back, but he's massive.
And the defense down in this game, they just can't do anything to stop this offense at this point, David. Right now, they know they're going to be trying to run the football and try and ice the game, but there's
why straighten in at blocking?
Yeah, and it's frustrating.
What is happening?
I gotta sell out, man. I gotta bring as many guys.
Is Straighten the backup fullback too? You have to be kidding me. What are we doing, team? He is the backup halfback? I mean, fullback? Get him out of here. I tell you.
Much as I can, I gotta find a way to get this ball back to my offense.
Our offensive coordinator just really wants Straighten in there, right?
Is only gonna run this thing
and Tremaine Stack, backup halfback, our starting fullback gets the job done.
Push that lead out, a really good opportunity to get back in the win column.
I think our offensive coordinator just wanted Drayton to get another touchdown for number 5, right?
But you never want to let up.
Take that, Cardinals.
Because it
Take
only
that.
takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David. So this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires.
If y'all noticed, that player who I was controlling on the kickoff, Livings was the bust we had first year. The 5-star bust, the only bust that I've signed. That's Stephen Livings. He's a special teams expert.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over. Move it behind you. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes. Jesse, you got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think
now,
the coaching staff can help them
it's
too,
important
David.
to keep in
Get
mind,
the running game going here and also give
our
them some
starting
easy throws.
cornerbacks, you all have seen them all year. The highest overall is 78. Our backups are way worse than that. So don't expect much from our secondary.
Just big-time playmakers. You've definitely seen an emphasis shift towards smaller wide receivers with some serious skill.
And expect a lot of missed coverages.
And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. Offense gets set for second down.
Come on, team. Let's get another pick.
He's looking to throw. It's on target.
This is a good time to show how much depth we have. Like, can our backups compete against the starters here for Louisville? Why is Silas Jr. in? I guess the other ones retired already. It's dangerous.
He wants to throw.
That honestly, they could do that all day long. Just quick routes.
After the good gain. Now inside 4 minutes to go here on second
They
down.
learned the secret against our team, but they learned it a little bit too late. Underneath throws and then just throw it over top.
Quick strike complete. A quick tackle.
I mean, they are moving the ball now.
For the first down.
Too little, too late, Cardinals.
With a fresh set of downs.
Good news is, this makes sure we're in the college football playoffs. Like, no way we're going to drop after this win. We're going to move up.
And the defense gets home and makes a play.
Beautiful, and we can hope Georgia Tech takes down Georgia. Did you all watch in real life the Georgia Tech and Georgia game? Oh my!
Especially against this quarterback, you cannot take your foot
in real life.
off
That
the
was
gas.
absolutely
And
incredible.
that's exactly what they're doing here. Late in the fourth quarter, they're still bringing it, and they get another sack.
That's caught. It's Wheeler.
9 overtimes. Georgia barely holds on to that one, but wow.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive.
It's a good thing he didn't throw that on the line, because I would have picked it off. Good thing for him, bad thing for me. If he throws that where he wanted it to and didn't get hit, that's an interception.
And he'll need to curl this one in from 44 yards out on the right hash.
Well, their kicker's done a good job.
Between the uprights. And they'll put 3 on the board, but the deficit remains huge.
This is what I needed today. After that in real life Governor's Cup, this is what I needed.
On the move from inside.
I know Louisville fans out there are not too happy about watching this, but at least you all have what happened in real life.
Back out onto the field.
I can't unsee that game, unfortunately.
Touchdown, Jesse. They got it done running the ball.
And David, I don't think you have to overthink this thing. If they can't stop you running it, why would you stop handing it off? Just keep at it here on this drive.
I mean, that's game, right? I mean, it's definitely game. Now, I just hope Louisville does not call timeouts and just accepts defeat.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10.
Well, 3rd and 8, so we got to throw for a first down here.
And
just
I'm a
for
fan
fun.
of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock.
Are you all
We
thinking
got
what
the
I'm
lead.
thinking?
This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like just
Anybody want to
balance,
touchdown to
rhythm,
Brendan
timing,
White?
play calling, everything
They're
has
going to
worked.
be,
That's
you
why
know
they
they're going to
built
be in
this
a
league.
more of a
Had
run stop
great day.
formation.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Lofts one high and deep.
Oh no, it's our
And they
backup.
wanted it all on
No, I
3rd down,
forgot
but
that
now
Brendan White's
dealing
not
with
in
4th
there.
down.
And the offense comes up short on 3rd down, but I tell you what, they've still had a good day. There's so many positives to point to. I'll be interested to see if they go for it here on 4th down. They don't have to. They got the lead. This offense
Forgot
has
we have
put
our
together
backups
a
in.
nice day, shown a variety of all kinds of things. Now it's just about how they want to finish.
What
First
was
one
I
of the day
thinking on
is
that one,
its
YouTube?
way, and he's been sort of scarce around here, only called on one
Oh, I
time
tried
in
to
that
strip
loss
it.
last week. That nifty return sets up the offense. and
Louisville, can
negates
you just
some
run
of
the
the
ball,
yardage on the punt.
please?
Louisville has it back
Well,
in the offense,
they're
coming
not
out
going to
ready
run
to
it unless
attack.
it's a quarterback
This
run,
thing
but
got out of hand on them, but they'll try to finish with some pride
well,
here.
this looks
And
like
this
us
one was a beatdown.
last week
And
against
there's nothing you can
LSU.
do about it because this one's
Louisville
up. Jesse,
played
now
better
we
than
gotta
we
start
did last week in this
progressing for
game.
next week for the rest of
We
the
didn't even
season,
show up
so we
against
don't let
Louisville.
one bad game turn into 2.
Yeah, there are very
Now,
few
this is a
teams
home
out
game
there
for
that
them, though,
won't
so-
watch game film, but they may want to skip this one. I mean, because it may hurt their confidence. They just need to turn the page.
Well,
and get
hey,
ready
the
for
good
next
news for
opponent.
Louisville,
Forget this day
they
of
don't
their
have to
life.
watch film.
It's a
The
first
season's
and 10
over.
from the
They don't have a bowl
42-yard
game.
line.
They did not win 6 games, so their season's over. They don't have to worry
He's
about
looking to
anything
throw.
else.
Right down the middle.
I don't know
Oh,
if they
he drops
consider
the
that as a good
football.
thing,
He
but
had
they
it
don't have to
right
worry about
down
watching
the middle
film
of
like the
field.
announcer was worried
Instead,
about.
it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last
Just like
time.
my
Let's see if
Kentucky
they throw it
Wildcats
again.
in real life. Like, sadly,
He wants
it's
to
all
pass it on
over.
2nd down.
what a disappointing year.
Got him downfield. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a
Yes,
first down.
Kentucky
There's
wins
a long
big.
and storied history of great games between these two rivals, and this chapter adds another to that legacy.
Really impressed by the poise by the winning team as well here. They weren't overhyped in this game. They came out, they looked prepared, they were calm, definitely confident. And David, they were able to go out and execute well enough to get this win.
And it's hard in these rivalry games with all the emotions running so deep. Like, you sometimes get overzealous. Sometimes you get too many penalties. It's hard to rein in your emotions, but they did. They kept it in check, and now bragging rights for a whole year.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
What a huge statement win for this Kentucky Wildcats team. Huge loss in LSU versus the LSU Tigers last week. We bounced back, and that's going to lock in the college football playoffs for us. We were ranked number 9. That puts us 10-2. Unfortunately, we cannot play in the Southeastern Conference game, but our defense dominated today. So many forced turnovers. This Kentucky Wildcats defense, although we allow a lot of yards, we can force turnovers. And that's what we did today. Just incredible job with interceptions, forcing throws. Our defensive line dominated that offensive front today. You take a look at this. We had 560 total offensive yards. They had 365. We held them to 76 rushing yards, no rushing touchdowns. We had 240 yards on the ground and 5 rushing touchdowns. That is what this Kentucky team was known for this entire dynasty mode. First 2 years. This year, we threw the ball a lot more, but I got away from the run. And if we run the ball more against Alabama, if we run the ball more against a couple of other games, they would not have been close. Now, I know last week would not have mattered because LSU shut us down in every category, but if we would have had Trayvon Drayton back last week, I think it would have looked very differently, right? But yeah, just an incredible rushing game for Trayvon Drayton. First game back, he scores 4 touchdowns. Are you kidding me? We had 320 yards passing, Louisville at 289. That's what we do. We allow a lot of yards, but at the same time, we intercept 4 times. So yes, we allow a lot of passing yards, but we make big-time plays in big-time situations, and that's what our team has done all year. 4 interceptions for our defense. We did throw 1. I should never have thrown that. That was all on me. A very poor decision. Have to make better decisions than that. We won time of possession, and we just played a much better football game. I mean, that was just exceptional football. You take a look here. Stephen Bullock absolutely dominated today. 302 quarterback rating. I don't know what the max quarterback rating is for college football. That has to be close. 12 for 15, 304 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Without that interception, it might have been a perfect day. Now, Ajayi came in and was 1 for 2, but had 16 yards. It made some good throws, was about a couple feet away from that throw of being a touchdown pass, right? But you know what? We have a Heisman level quarterback. This quarterback may win the Heisman next year, but Drayton may actually win the Heisman next year. 17 for 108, 4 touchdowns in his first game back from injury. And look at Patterson, 8 for 50. We ran the ball so well. Beckner, 7 for 58. But again, it was a huge mismatch between our offensive line with their really struggling defensive line this year. That's probably why they're 4-7. Their defensive line was not looking good, and neither was their offensive line from a depth chart perspective. But honestly, their offensive line didn't look terrible today. They didn't look great, but our lines looked worse last week against LSU. Now, Brown Stevens, 3 for 51. Not a lot passing, but we spread the ball around good. Patterson scores a touchdown. Brendan White scores a touchdown. Agadosi scores a touchdown, and the only catch. We didn't throw a lot. We didn't need to throw a lot. Now, defensively, Dooley, I believe, had a couple picks. Yeah. Dooley with 2, Chadwick with 1, and then Terrion Nichols does it again. He has that platinum house call interception ability. When he sees it, he's close. He's going to intercept it, and he's done that multiple times this year. But wow, Dooley with 2 interceptions. I did not have an interception as a middle linebacker, which has been typical here lately. So I'm going to pause the video, take a couple more screenshots here, and then we got recruiting. We're going to take a look at the season stats overview, team stats, and then see who we play in the college football playoffs. You know, we have such a good football team. If our secondary was a little bit better this year, I don't think we would have lost against Alabama. Because I know Alabama crushed us, but I feel like they just picked our defense apart throwing the ball, and so did LSU. Like, their offense was really slow against Alabama and LSU. I think those games would have been a lot closer with the better secondary, because that was the big mismatch. I mean, those teams threw all over us. They did whatever they wanted to. But if our secondary just gets a bit better, we can make big plays, I know, with interceptions, but we have to limit yards, right? And if we can do that, we're going to be another national championship team next year, but we need to make sure we can somehow pull it out this year. We understand we're the underdogs. I mean, because our secondary is a big weakness, it's tough to win in the college football playoffs with the weak secondary. Our offense is going to have to dominate, and our offense has struggled this year against the best defenses that we played, Alabama and LSU. So we had to find a way to play good against really good defensive lines, and maybe get more creative with run plays, maybe run some screens, or I don't know. We have to do something, maybe do some trick plays, because if we play like we did against Alabama and LSU in the playoffs, we're done for, right? It's going to be a short playoff season and into the off-season episode, right? I hope that doesn't happen, but it is very, very possible. Now, let's take a look now. Actually, let's go ahead and do recruiting. And then after recruiting, we'll take a look at the season stats. Recruiting won't take long. I don't even think we have anybody to recruit. But we got to point out, like I do every time, the generational talent receivers. We got Dan Honeycutt. Has cuts like honey at the receiver position. 6'4", 194 pounds. And 99 speed. platinum takeoff, has the shifty ability. He is going to be unguardable. I don't know how anybody is going to guard Dan Honeycutt next year. And then that's not it. Guerrero here, the wide receiver from Miami Gardens, Florida. 6'6", 217 pounds, has 50-50 and sure hands ability, and 94 speed, 97 jumping. Slower acceleration at 89, but still, he's going to be a game changer. And then we have to mention the strong safety, Avery Scruggs, 5-star hybrid player with good speed at 92, and we need better players at the safety and cornerback position. Andres Robledo, 5-star generational gym talent here, man-to-man tendency with 99 speed. He's going to be a game changer, and wow, we need him for the college football playoffs, but clearly we can't do that. We got another 5-star gem at defensive tackle, Quentin Bartley. I mean, and the list goes on and on. We can scroll through this so you all can see it. This recruiting class is phenomenal. They are unstoppable. Well, we don't know if they're unstoppable yet, but we do know that they are incredible. And we only have like 4 more recruits here to go through. We got Jesse Lewis, who we are definitely winning against Ole Miss, and we are already hard selling. Nothing to change there. And then we got Steinkühler, Shane Steinkühler, a pass coverage right outside linebacker, who's got great speed at 88 speed, has Road Dog too, which is really good. We're already hard selling. Now, LSU is right up there with us, and we do not have a visit scheduled, and they do. I mean, we don't have any other home games. So they have their visit in week 15. That can't be right. How they have their visit in week 15? Do they have a guaranteed? LSU did not make the college football playoffs. Is that just showing wrong? Am I missing something? We're in week 13 right now, the regular season finale. Conference championships are coming up, and the college football playoff. LSU is not having a visit during a bowl game. They didn't make a bowl game. No, actually they did because they beat us. Yeah. Their win against us locked in a bowl game. They're not in the college football playoffs, so this has to be showing wrong. There's no way they're having a visit at week 15 unless they're cheating, and I don't know about a secret. And then we have Chris Stacy. Can we hard sell? We can hard sell, and I think we definitely should. Now, Chris Stacy is an agile, athletic offensive lineman, so we don't know what his best position is going to be. We can hard sell, though, definitely. Yeah, athletic, brand exposure, and pro potential. That's workhorse. And make sure we max out hours. So let's go ahead and get rid of DM player, get rid of social media, and make sure we go contact friends and family and max out. And then we got Carr here, a right guard pass protector. Do we have the motivations? We do not yet. Oh, actually, we do. Because we know his deal breaker is pro potential, and we already know championship contender and program tradition. So let's go ahead and hard sell. Now, I'm not going to add any more to this recruiting class. I understand you see at the top of the screen, we have so many hours, but you got to be careful at getting too many at this point in the season. You're not going to get too many superstars. You're going to get somebody to come in and take up a roster space, and you will have to cut another player who's on your roster. And we know our recruiting classes in the past have been amazing. We already have an incredible recruiting class this year. So why do we need to go in and add a lot of players who would take up a roster spot? We can't cut them. You cannot cut incoming freshmen. So you may have to cut a player who's good just because the incoming freshmen are taking up too many spots. And watch the first 2 seasons. You've seen me do that quite a bit. Not going to do that this year. So this is where we're going to end our recruiting at 23. We had the top recruiting class. We don't need to change a thing. I believe we're going to stay the top with 12 5-star. Oh my. It helps when your offensive coordinator hasn't left the team yet, and our offensive coordinator is an elite recruiter, and then we have all the first-tier recruiting that gives us boost, and next year we're going to be an elite recruiter because of having another top 5 recruiting class. So let's go ahead and advance the week, and we'll take a look at the season stats, and then team stats as well. And then, of course, we'll take a look at the college football playoff bracket. We do have a little more recruiting to do, but not really. Well, we locked in Jesse Lewis. Let's go. We locked in Shane Steinkühler. We locked in Chris Stacy. If we lock in the right guard, We're in, yeah. So our recruiting is done for the year. We don't have to worry about recruiting at all. You love to see it. Now, this is when I usually go in and find 99 speed receivers that never get to play. You all saw me do that in year 1 and year 2, right? And not going to do it now. Trayvon Drayton comes back from injury, wins the SEC Offensive Player of the Week. You love to see it. 4 touchdowns. Did he win National Player? No, he did not win National Player of the Week. So it's time to take a look at the season stats here and see how Stephen Bullock, the freshman quarterback, did. First year at quarterback, 2,702 yards. That's really good. 162 for 284. 20 touchdowns. The unfortunate part is 14 interceptions. Yes, Stephen Bullock has a lot to learn, but he showed a lot of generational talent. I mean, the way he could throw on the run, be running backwards and make a throw down the field on a dime. His deep throw actually was really good. I made a lot of poor decisions this year, and Stephen Bullock had some missed throws as well that led to interceptions. We have to do better next year. Have to improve completion percentage. Have to limit the turnovers. 14 interceptions and 20 touchdowns. Just not going to cut it. And that's the reason we're probably 10-2. Yeah, I know we're a run-first offense, but we threw a lot this year. I got away from the run a lot and threw more and paid the price with 14 interceptions. Let's take a look at rushing, though. So Patterson here had a great year. 144 for 872. That's 6 yards average per carry, 7 touchdowns, no fumbles for Patterson. And look at Trayvon Drayton. Did not get to play very much. He missed a lot. But 96 carries, 739 yards, 7.7 yards average per carry, 9 touchdowns. So he came in and scored 4 to pass Patterson in touchdowns in his last game. Well, in his first game return, but the last game of the season. That is incredible. And then you got Tremaine Stack, and only had 19 carries, but 72 yards and a touchdown. Most of those carries were short runs from the fullback. Tony Beckner, 8 for 67. I think all of those were in that final game of the season. And Brown Stevens had 1 run and got 32 yards with it. And I thought our quarterback got sacked tons. Yeah, our quarterback got sacked tons. He's not going to be on this list. Now, moving on to receivers here. Our tight end, Colton Sanders, had an incredible year, probably going to win tight end of the year. 42 receptions, 631 yards, 15 yards average per game or per catch, and then 52 average yards per game, 7 touchdowns, 139 yards after catch. Just an incredible year for the sophomore tight end from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Rashard Dugans had a great year, 28 for 588, 3 touchdowns. Brendan White, 26 for 586 and 4 touchdowns. I'm going to miss Brendan White so much. Electric speed. He will be missed greatly. We put him in the slot this year and he dominated. And then Patterson, 25 for 333, 2 touchdowns. So over 1,000 yards total for the running back. And then Brown Stevens, 24 for 313, 2 touchdowns. And Agadosi did not have a lot of catches, but 11 for 269 and 3 touchdowns. So a great job there for Agadosi. And we got to take a look at defense. Who had the most interceptions? It's got to be Dooley, right? Yeah, Dooley, then Terrion Nichols, and look at me. I controlled Godfrey and Soles a lot this year, so I had 4 interceptions with Godfrey and I guess maybe 1 or 2 with Soles Jr. And a lot of these interceptions were perfect timing user picks, right? But Dooley had 2 in that last game to tie Terrion Nichols. And actually, Nichols' last interception on that slant route tied Dooley as well. So a little interception battle there for the Kentucky Wildcats. Chadwick had a pick and Addison had a pick, but it's important to point out that although we had a lot of interceptions, we had the worst defense and secondary in the league, and we will see those stats here coming up. Now, did we have a kick return for a touchdown this year? I can't remember. I don't think we did. We did not. Did we have a punt return for a touchdown? No, we did not. Now, let's take a look at the team stats, and I do think that these will be very eye-opening because our defense was not great, as all of you know. Now, we take a look at offense. We had the number 6 ranked offense in the Southeastern Conference. That is amazing. Georgia, number 1 with 4,922 yards. And oddly enough, we took down Alabama in yards per game. Just barely. And look at the Kentucky Wildcats. I didn't even see that. We're number 6 in the nation now, everybody. We moved from 9 to 6. We proved that we do deserve to be in that 6th spot. And I wonder if we're above Clemson. You all realize that means Alabama got beat by Auburn. Yes. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. Let's take a look at the SEC standings to see what changed. No, we'll wait. We'll wait. I know you all are wondering what happened in the Southeastern Conference with that Alabama loss. And we'll take a look. Let's take a look at the team stats here. And who had the worst passing defense? Well, this is offense. Okay. So passing offense, we were not wow. We were a bottom 4. We were a bottom 4 pass offense. What about rushing? We were the number 1 rushing offense. We took down South Carolina by over 100 yards. You love to see that. 1,685 rushing yards, the number 1 rushing team. I wish I'd have ran more against Alabama earlier in the year. I tried to throw too much, made too many mistakes. I think we could have beat them. Now, points per game, we were number 5 in the Southeastern Conference. Passing touchdowns, we were bottom 2. Us and Texas were bottom 2. And then rushing touchdowns, we are number 1. You love to see it. Who had the most first downs? We did. So we had a good offense. Nothing spectacular, I will say. But overall, I think it was a solid offensive year in the SEC. Now let's take a look at defense here. We did not have the number 1 defense. We had the number 1 defense, remember, 2 years in a row. That was with Andrew Parker. So new defensive coordinator this year, and we got number 3. You love to see it. That's still really good. And against the pass, we were not. Obvious. I mean, one thing that's very surprising is this. We were the 6th ranked pass defense in the SEC? You're kidding. I never would have expected that. Ole Miss is number 1. Now, we were the number 1 against the rush in least amount of rushing yards allowed, and that makes sense. We did dominate against the rush. We did not against the pass, but I guess our pass defense was not as bad as I expected. And points allowed? Yeah, we did pretty good, actually. We did pretty good. Look at South Carolina. They allowed 398 points. What was South Carolina doing this year? No wonder they were ranked 25 despite having a solid year. They allowed a lot of yards and, oh my. Who had the most sacks? Florida had the most sacks. We were number 5 in sacks. Who had the most forced fumbles? Not us. Vanderbilt had 14 fumble recovers. Mizzou had 10. We had to have interceptions, right? Yes, we did. I knew we did. Like, we dominated with interceptions. And now, can we take a look at National? I think we can. Can you not? Oh, you can't take a look at National? I thought you could in Dynasty. I know in Road to Glory, I thought in Road to Glory you can't. But I thought you could here, but you cannot. So I want to see how our team did nationally. But yeah, our team just played really good football. And I think it's time to take a look at not the bracket. Let's not take a look at the bracket first. I am very interested in the conference standings. You know, I know everybody wants to see how it shaped up. So here we go. No, we lost why did we lose the tiebreak against Georgia? What is the tiebreak, I wonder? Did Georgia have more points per game, probably? You kidding me? It's always Georgia getting in over us. Alabama wins the tiebreak against us. So we lost the tiebreak against Georgia. I wonder what that tiebreak was. It had to probably be points differential. Let's take a look. Was it offensive? Maybe points per game? I really wonder what that tiebreak is in the Southeastern Conference. Is it offensive yards? Is it points per game? Maybe it might be points per game. I don't know what the SEC tiebreak is. I know it would be head to head if we played. We did not play Georgia this year. It also could just be the higher ranked overall. Does anybody know the tiebreak in the Southeastern Conference for teams that did not play in the season? It might be points per game. It might be points differential. I do know it's very disappointing though. Let's see the final top 25. So here we go. North Carolina, undefeated year. Stanford, undefeated year. Are you kidding me? Andrew Parker, the former defensive coordinator for Kentucky, led Kentucky to back-to-back #1 defense seasons across the board, leads Stanford in his head coaching season to an undefeated record. What? That is absolutely insane. Then Oregon, they're sitting 10-2, #3. Ohio State, #4, 10-2. Georgia, #5 at 10-2. Kentucky, #6 at 10-2. Alabama, despite dropping 3 of their last 5 games of the year, I believe, they are still #7. They had an insanely tough schedule. They played the best team in the league this year, of course, the Kentucky Wildcats, and crushed them. So yeah, that really helped them. They are #7 at 9-3. Kansas State at 10-2, #8. Washington at 9-3. East Carolina still holds on. You know, I am going to be furious if I'm Utah or Toledo or Wisconsin. No, not Wisconsin. 6-6, #14. Are you kidding me? I'm going to be furious if I'm Tennessee. How is Tennessee in the SEC schedule? I know their strength of schedule is way up there in Auburn. Auburn's in the playoff right now at #11. They're going to be in. They locked it in. But Tennessee got robbed. East Carolina, how in the world with their strength of schedule are they in front of Auburn? How are they in front of Tennessee? I mean, there's a lot of teams you could add on this list who would be there. And how in the world is Wisconsin number 14 at 6-6? Well, I don't know. Now, this has been a crazy season. Do you all remember all the upsets? This has been such an entertaining year. There's been upset after upset after upset. And wow, that could be why this top 25 is all over the place. But I mean, that is insane. Let's take a look at the conference standings across the board as well. I want to see who is in the conference championship each. So ACC is, of course, going to be North Carolina versus Stanford. The #1 and #2 teams this year come from the ACC. Oh my. Andrew Parker and his coaching debut is dominated. I hope Stanford wins the ACC. Then in the American Conference, you have Charlotte versus East Carolina. What a year for East Carolina. And Charlotte is sitting 21 overall, 21 in the nation, right? But they are 7-1 in the conference, although they're 8-4 in the year. Now, Kansas State versus Houston in the Big 12 Championship. Ohio State versus Oregon in the Big 10 Championship. Western Kentucky versus Kennesaw State in the Conference USA. And then moving on to the MAC, you got Toledo, who will be playing Ball State. Then the MWC, you got Boise State versus San Diego State. The Pac-12, there's only 2 teams, right? And then you have the SEC, Alabama versus Georgia. I cannot believe that's another Southeastern Conference championship we're not going to be playing in. That is absolutely heartbreaking. You hate to see it. Sunbelt, Old Dominion versus UL Monroe. Sunbelt East, you got Old Dominion at the top. Sunbelt West, you got UL Monroe at the top. So yeah, it is very disappointing. We are not in the conference championship, but you know, we were in control of our own destiny and we did not do what we needed to do. It's just as simple as that. Let's see who won the Heisman. I know we'll see that in a little bit. So Connor Harrell, the quarterback from North Carolina. Aaron Nolan, the quarterback from Ohio State, #2. Elijah Brown, quarterback from Stanford, #3. Kellen Williams, the wide receiver for Notre Dame. And then Jackson Arnold, the quarterback for Oklahoma. And then I do want to see if we have any players in the award finalists. I feel like we definitely should. So player of the year is Connor Harrell. Head coach is the North Carolina coach. Oh, got robbed by Andrew Parker. Like, I understand North Carolina has had an incredible year. I'm not downplaying what they've done. It's been incredible what David Brewster has done there. But Andrew Parker coming in, head coaching debut, career record 43-2, being the defensive coordinator for Kentucky, and then moves in and is 12-0 in his head coaching debut and does not win Coach of the Year. No. And then Ryan Gamer, #7. Yeah, I guess I'll take that. But I guess I'll take that. Okay. And the best quarterback, yeah, Connor Harrell. Stephen Bullock is not on the list. That makes sense when you throw 14 interceptions. Defensive player, we have 2 on the list. Matthew Horn and Kyle Kendricks. Kyle Kendricks is from Lexington, Kentucky. Then Matthew Horn is the converted athletic center, right? We converted him from center to left end, and he had an incredible year on the defensive side of the ball. And the defensive backs, believe it or not, this is all because the interceptions, not yards allowed. I can tell you that. Terrion Nichols is leading Kelm Dooley, a battle between two Kentucky players. Best running back, Jason Patterson. Are you kidding me? He did a great job running and receiving this year. What a year for Jason Patterson, filling in for the injured Trayvon Drayton the entire year. Wow, you love to see it. Best receiver, we do not have any in that. Now, we have to have best tight end, right? Lombardi Award, presented to the defensive lineman of the year. Matthew Horn is 7. Kyle Kendricks is number 9. Unitas Golden Arm Award, Senior QB of the Year. We're definitely not going to be on that. And defensive end is Matthew Horn, number 6. And then best interior lineman, we do not have one. Best tight end, number 2. Oh, that's unfortunate. I think Colton Sanders deserves it. The senior tight end, Jake Johnson from North Carolina, has the list. Wow, 6'6", vertical threat tight end. I don't know his stats. I wish it showed stats on the screen. But yeah, what a year for Colton Sanders. Unfortunately, not going to win tight end of the year, but he had a great year. He's tight end of the year in my book. But look, the defensive coordinator for Stanford actually gets the assistant coach of the year award, but not the head coach. And then their offensive coordinator was number 3. Best linebacker, surprisingly, Godfrey was not on this list. Neither was Soles Jr. That's surprising. We did allow a lot of yards. We did not have the best center. We did not have the best kicker. We did not have the best punter, but we didn't punt much. Actually, we did. We did not have the best returner either. So there's a look at the award watch list there for the finale of the year. And I know what many of you are looking forward to seeing is right here. The college football playoff bracket here for the 2026 year has not been finalized, of course, but we're going to take a look. So if the season ended today, it would be North Carolina projected conference winner, Ohio State, Alabama, and then Kansas State as the top 4 teams. I hope Stanford wins the ACC, but we'll see. So Toledo would be playing Stanford. Washington would be playing Kentucky. That would actually be a great matchup. I like this path much more than the bottom path because you have Alabama and Georgia in the same side of the bracket. Auburn would be playing Oregon. East Carolina playing Georgia. Keep in mind, Auburn was number 21 before they beat Alabama. Auburn's win over Alabama locked in a spot in the college football playoffs. That is incredible. Oh my. So that is how it would look right now. But let's go ahead and advance the week because I don't think we have much scouting to do, right? We locked in all of our recruits. Can we see their developments yet? No, they're verbally committed. We'll be able to see their developments soon. I actually just figured this out. So once they actually commit, you can see all their development traits. I usually waited to the offseason. But we can actually see, this is a much better screen to look at all of our recruits on instead of the beginning of the next year like I usually do it. So we can actually see them in the finale. So yeah, recruiting, I didn't even look through them all, did I? What am I doing? Okay, so yes, we are done recruiting. We don't need to do any more hours or anything like that. We just need to advance the week and see what happens here. Who is going to win the SEC? Georgia or Alabama? I am going with Georgia because Alabama has been on the coldest streak ever. Our contract was extended. Yeah, I would hope so. What contract extension did we get? We got a 5-year contract. Congratulations, Coach Ryan Gamer. We're excited to renew your contract for the position of head coach at Kentucky, where our contract is now from 2027 to 2031. But our goal each season is to win 10 games. Okay, you set the bar high. We barely reached it this year. But look, we took over as head coach. Back-to-back national championships. But you know what we never won? The Southeastern Conference. And we have yet to win the SEC. And we will not win it again this year. But we can win national championships. And that's the main one, right? That's the one you want to win. So we'll see if we can win a national championship again this year. That'd be incredible if we can actually pull that off. But wow. I mean, you can see before Ryan Gamer was signed, the best year was 10-3 in 2021, and then back-to-back 7-6 seasons. And in real life, the 2024 year, well, yeah, not good. Not good for my Kentucky Wildcats in real life this year. What did we finish? A 4-8 on the season, and then 1-7 in the Southeastern Conference. Yeah, maybe Kentucky Wildcats University. Maybe they'll come across this series somehow, and they'll see how good I am at coaching, and they may just offer me a job right on the spot. Hey, I'm making sure I check my phone every day. Like, oh, did I have a missed call? No missed call from Kentucky. All right. Maybe next week. And manage staff. Did we lose a coach? Please hope no. We don't know yet. Please don't lose Oscar Carter. Can somebody talk to Oscar Carter and tell him to stay? He has 2 years remaining on his contract. He can keep learning under Ryan Gamer. Please don't leave. And then Brent Cobb did a good job. First year, had the most forced turnovers at defensive coordinator. And then, of course, the assistant defensive coordinator, Jerry. Jerry is not happy with our secondary this year. Jerry, I mean, tried his best to help our secondary throughout the year. And Jerry was so disappointed. And yeah, we're not firing a head coach. We don't need to. And we have 10 coaching skills. We're saving all of our skill points for elite recruiter next year. So now recruiting, we're done. We don't need to do recruiting here in the conference championship week. And we already went over the conference standings and who was going to be playing in the conference championships on each of the leagues. So let's go ahead and advance the week here. Conference championship week. Who is going to win? Georgia or Alabama in the Southeastern Conference? Who is going to win? North Carolina or Stanford? That's going to be a massive game. Number 1 and number 2 teams played. Keep in mind as well, no matter who loses that, conference teams that make the conference championship are basically immune, if that's the right word, immune from dropping in rankings due to making the conference championship game. Even if you get crushed like 50-0, you're protected as the loser because you can't be at least the College Football Playoff Committee is not supposed to punish teams for making the conference championship and losing. So that's how it is. That's how it's supposed to be. Now, whether or not it's going to be like that, we're about to find out. But let's go ahead and advance the week here to see who wins and what is the final College Football Playoff bracket reveal. Okay, we're going to take a look at the scores and schedules, though, to see who won each conference game, right? We have to. The conference championship. All right, Western Kentucky takes down Kennesaw State to win Conference USA. The MAC championship goes to Toledo. Toledo moves to number 12. And they're going to be in the college football playoff because they'll be the 5th highest ranked conference winner. That is huge. Look at Toledo. You remember what Toledo almost did to us in year 2. They almost took down this Kentucky team. They almost upset us in week 1 of year 2. That Toledo team played great, and look at them winning the MAC championship. And then Big 12 championship goes to Kansas State, moving they were 7 or 8 anyways, weren't they? I can't remember what they were after the win last week, but they took down Houston, and that puts them in a championship there in the Big 12, locking them a spot in the college football playoff, and that's going to give them a first round bye as well. So what a win for Kansas State. The Sun Belt championship goes to Old Dominion, 30-20, and then Alabama crushes Georgia. Despite Alabama struggling down the stretch this year, they crushed 45-17. Are you kidding me? Now, Alabama is number 4 in the nation now, and Georgia is number 8 in the college football playoff rankings. That is a massive loss for Georgia. Now, Georgia was not protected, though, by that huge loss. They moved, what were they? I could be wrong, but weren't they number 6 in the college football in the top 25 that we just looked at? I could be wrong. And then the American Conference goes to Charlotte over East Carolina. And East Carolina, they are now outside the college football playoffs. It was a win and in for East Carolina because they were already up there in the rankings. If they win, they're most likely in, and they lost. It would have been them probably over Toledo. Now Toledo takes that spot with the win over Ball State. So congrats to Charlotte pulling off that big upset, and congrats to Toledo. And then Boise State takes down 28 to win the championship, 31-28. What a win there for Boise State. And then you got Ohio State with the win over Oregon, a huge win, 35-14. Number 2 ranked team in the nation now, Ohio State won the Big Ten championship. And then you got Stanford winning against North Carolina. Yes! Go Stanford! Taking the number 1 team in the nation in the college football playoff rankings. That is massive. 28-20 over North Carolina. There is only one undefeated team now, and that goes to the Andrew Parker-led Stanford, number 1 team in the nation, undefeated in the conference. Wow, your ACC championship winner. That is absolutely insane. Big congrats to Stanford. Oh my, we got to take a look at this college football playoff bracket, right? Got to take a look at is it final? It should be finalized now, right? It's definitely finalized. So here we go. Number 1, Stanford. Number 2, Ohio State. Number 3, Alabama. Number 4, Kansas State. You got Toledo, the 5th highest ranked conference winner, getting the 12th seed, playing against North Carolina, who lost the ACC. Wow, I hope Toledo pulls out an upset, but North Carolina has dominated this year. Going to be a tough task for Toledo, because that will be in North Carolina. You got Washington against Georgia. Georgia looking to prove that they do still deserve to be in the playoffs after that massive loss against Alabama. So they're looking to crush Washington and then face off against the number 1 team in the nation, Stanford, in the next game. You got Kentucky versus Utah. This is a dream matchup for this Kentucky team. Kentucky versus Utah. This is like the best matchup now, unfortunately. Unfortunately, having the 5th ranked team in the nation puts us as the 2nd non-conference winner at number 6, and unfortunately puts us playing against Alabama if we win against Utah. Oh my. Well, okay. Let's focus on Utah first and not worry about Alabama till we get there. And it's going to be Auburn versus Oregon as well. We got an insane path to the national championship. Like Stanford, yes, is 13-0, but they're an 82 overall team. Kansas State is number 4 there, right? First round bye. They're an 83 overall team, 84. North Carolina is 12-1, but they're an 83 or 4 overall team. Toledo is 11-2, but they're like an 82 overall team. And Washington, I think, is in the 80s, maybe 84. And then Georgia, of course, is 90. But other than Georgia, I would much rather be in that upper bracket. If only we would have not lost to LSU, we would have had a chance to play in the conference championship and had a higher ranking and get a first round bye. And we did not. So yeah, that's what happens when you lose ball games that you need to win. We have an insane path to the college football playoff. This bottom bracket is absolutely stacked. Well, we can do it. 3rd national championship in a row, right? Let's go ahead and advance the week. I want to take a look at this Utah team and see who we will be playing against. This is going to be a tough path. You're telling me we have to play Alabama and Elijah Brown, the quarterback from Stanford, ends up winning the Heisman. He was number 3. North Carolina quarterback was number 1. But after the conference championship, the Heisman goes to Elijah Brown. Well deserved. 3,400 yards, 41 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Yeah, I can never do that. Yeah, I don't think I could ever do that. Congrats to Elijah Brown and the head coach, Andrew Parker, for leading Stanford to an undefeated year. Best defensive back goes to Terrion Nichols here, a Kentucky Wildcat with 6 interceptions and 25 tackles on the year. And that is the only award finalists that we had. You got Utah versus the Kentucky Wildcats, number 11 ranked versus number 5 ranked team. Oh my. I mean, this is the dream first round matchup. We get a home game, keep in mind. It will be in Lexington, Kentucky. First rounds, lower rank or the higher seeded team is going to be at home. So facing off against the lower ranked Utah. And yeah, this is a matchup that we need to win. Points per game are pretty even. They have more passing yards per game, but we've had a much tougher schedule than Utah. And 140 rushing yards a game. We are the better rushing team. And yeah, Trayvon Drayton has to be the difference maker. He's back. He's going to dominate against Utah. Now, yeah, this is what I was looking for overall. So Utah is 86. I thought they were lower than that. Okay, so it's going to be a ball game. You cannot overlook this Utah team. Yes, we are at home. Big Blue Nation is going to be fired up. This is not an easy matchup. 89 overall Kentucky versus 86 overall Utah. And this is going to be tough. It's going to be a battle. Did we lose? Did we lose anybody? Did we lose our staff? Let's manage staff and see. We haven't lost our offensive coordinator yet. He still could get a head coaching job. We haven't lost our new defensive coordinator yet, but we could lose both. There's still time. And I just always like to look at this. Are there any job offers? What are the job offers? Defensive coordinator at LSU. You're talking about a back-to-back national championship coach, and you're going to offer a defensive coordinator job, LSU. Penn State is at least offering a head coaching job. I'm never going to leave Kentucky. And then offensive Texas, what are we doing? You think Ryan Gamer is going to leave back-to-back national championship head coach and go to Texas or LSU to be an offensive or defensive coordinator? Wake up. Then head coaching job for USC. At least USC and Penn State recognize talent. And now what I need to look at is all openings. And because this is where you can see if your offensive coordinator's name is on the list. So I always go through this to see if my offensive coordinator is on the top candidates list. I hope not. I don't see him yet. Oh, he is. Iowa. No, Oscar. Don't you leave and go to Iowa. No. Don't you do it. He's number one candidate for that job. He'll probably get it. We're about to lose our elite recruiter. Anybody else want Oscar Carter? No. Do we get to talk to the other school, right? Oh, what do you think about Oscar Carter? Well, you know, Carter is a great coach, but needs a lot more development time before he takes over. He needs a lot more development. Please don't leave. Why? Maybe South Carolina's elite recruiter can go. I know he's technically a motivator, Carter, but he does have the elite recruiter unlocked, and it's a game changer. But oh my. Please don't leave. Early signing day. This is when we can actually take a look at developments, right? I believe so. I think this is when we can actually see it. And we can. Jose Poe, left tackle 5-star, has star development. There's one. Now, what about Dan Honeycutt? Please be elite. Yes! True generational talent. Dan Honeycutt will be cutting like honey at the wide receiver position next year. Nobody's going to be able to guard him. 6'4", 194 pounds, 99 speed, platinum takeoff already. Elite development. What about Guerrero? Impact. That is so unfortunate. Still really good, but impact is not great development. So maybe not generational talent here, but we hit with Dan Honeycutt. But still, we'll take impact. What about Braden Myers? Star development, defensive tackle 5-star. We are hitting on our recruiting class already. 2-star, 1 elite. What else? Avery Scruggs, strong safety with star development, 5-star, and wow, do we need it. What about Andres Robledo? Okay, drum roll, everybody. Drum roll, please. Star, we'll take it. I wanted elite, but at 99 speed, star is going to be really good. Andres Robledo is going to dominate in our secondary probably next year already. And the defensive tackle, 5-star Jim Quentin Bartley is elite development trait. What a superstar. A speed rusher, 6'2", 309 pounds with 79 speed. Wow. he's going to be a superstar. Next up, we got Jamal Carter, a 98 speed cornerback, 4-star gem who has star development, and he's from Shelbyville, Kentucky. Love that. Good Kentucky talent here. And then Sean Regas, impact development. Not great for the 5-star, but it's better than normal, right? We'll take it. But still a really good right tackle here. Great strength, great blocking across the board. Could be a really good offensive lineman. Then Elijah Scholar, 5-star gem. He's definitely about to take offensive lineman to school next year. Elite development trait for Elijah Scholar. That is incredible. Keep in mind, he's a right end, a power rusher tendency, the fastest power rusher I've seen in this game. 84 speed as a power rusher, and he's 6'3", 280 pounds with 90 strength. Good luck blocking Elijah Scholar. And then we got Lamont Kelnick, a 4-star gem impact. So keep in mind, gem, all it means is they're guaranteed to be above normal development. We did not hit on this gem. Impact is better than normal, don't get me wrong, but not the best recruit here. It's going to be a while till Lamont Kelnick gets in the lineup here. Left end run stopper with pretty good speed and good stats across the board, especially tackling and block shedding. But I just don't think he's going to see the lineup anytime soon. Then we got Tyler Beebe, 5-star right in who has star development, another star. This recruiting class is absolutely insane right now. Are you kidding me? 82 speed as well. And then Joshua Blunt, 94 speed cornerback, 5-star with star development. Another star. We can't complain about missing on a couple recruits with impact development because we have mostly star. I am sad that Guerrero is not in elite development or star development. Him being impact really hurts, but it's okay. He's still going to dominate for this Kentucky team. Then you got Ramon Marquez here, a 5-star cornerback with another star development trait. 95 speed, great acceleration, great zone coverage too. And we run mostly zone, but also he's solid at man. But one of the most important traits for this player is Platinum Road Dog, which means even as a freshman, he's not going to be phased on the road. And likely all of our 5-star cornerbacks will be our starting cornerbacks next year. We do have some star cornerbacks, and I think maybe an elite cornerback as well, so we'll see. Then we got Jamie Rico, a 4-star gem blocking tight end with star development trait. And you can hit with some blocking tight ends, and we run a lot of power O. So honestly, Jamie Rico might be a starting fullback next year. Has great lead blocking. He's probably going to be in our power O, but I may start him over Tremaine Stack because Tremaine Stack did a terrible job with lead blocking most of this year. So Jamie Rico will probably be our fullback next year. That's a good thing about blocking tight ends. And honestly, at 6'4", 254, if he's fast and good at blocking, he may be able to start as a tight end later in his career. Then we got Sharif Farrell, normal development 4-star. We weren't expecting to hit with this middle linebacker not being a gem, but what we're expecting from this middle linebacker is speed. 90 speed with 73 zone coverage. And honestly, good pursuit at 81, good tackling. It's the speed, though, that may make Sharif Farrell a game-changing middle linebacker in his senior year. I do not think he's going to play anytime soon. And also, he could be a really good special teams player. I mean, blocking kicks, 90 speed or 90 speed middle linebacker on the kickoff return could make some big-time plays, right? And you need that talent on your team. Now, did we hit with the quarterbacks? This is the big one. These quarterbacks will not play till they're a senior, right? We know that. Stephen Bullock is the future of this team. So at first one, J.D. Jackson from New Orleans, 4-star gem, has impact development. So we did not hit, but he does have 92 speed and he is an athlete. He could move to another position. You never know. Now, what about Josh Marshall? Impact. So we did not hit on either of them. That's unfortunate. Just was hoping to get these and get lucky with them. Now, one thing I wonder is, could one of these be a tight end? And the reason I say that, because you see Field General Platinum is a game changer. So if we can find a way to put Marshall in the lineup somewhere, he's not going to start at tight end, but maybe backup tight end, because he has 89 speed, 92 acceleration, and Platinum Field General. And Platinum Field General is a game changer. knowing what's blitzing at platinum level, it's basically 100% accurate, I believe. So I don't know. We may find a way to put Josh Marshall in this Kentucky lineup next year. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I do think that there's potential for him to actually be in the lineup. And what about Ben Lovelace, a 4-star gym center who's star development? Let's go. Another star development player. And then we got Jesse Lewis, 4-star gym, star development, right outside linebacker. This team is stacked. This recruiting class, this is a national championship team right here already. Just this team alone with just these 23 players. Insane. And then Shane Steinkühler, the fast right outside linebacker, is star development. Another one. We hit on almost every recruit. Chris Stacy, an athletic, agile offensive lineman. This is another one who we wanted because they were on our list. 6'3", 292 pounds. Normal dev trait. They're not going to play, but could be a special teams player, right? And then look how lucky. This is what I'm talking about. Sometimes you get extremely lucky in this game. This is a 4-star non-gym right guard pass protector. I never expected this player to be above normal, but you can get lucky without gyms. Gyms just gives you a guaranteed above normal development. This is a 4-star non-gym player who has star development. We got really lucky. Carr is going to be a great right guard in the future. Has some time to develop a great pass blocker and a good blocker overall with good acceleration and impact blocking. He's not good at run blocking, though. That's a problem for our team, right? So he's got to improve run blocking. I know he is a pass protector, but for our team, you got to be able to run block, and he's not going to start anytime soon, but he could get really good at star development. So that is our recruiting class and the developments, the development traits for every player. And we locked in the #1 recruiting class as of now. Transfer portal could change. We're probably not going to go after anybody in the transfer portal. Nobody's going to want to transfer here after seeing this recruiting class. 12 5-star, 11 4-star, the best, I believe the best recruiting class I've ever had in this video game. Just absolutely incredible. And Dan Honeycutt is elite development. Unfortunately, Guerrero is not star. I wish he was. We missed on that. But he's still going to dominate with 50-50 sure hands. He's at least better than normal. He's going to be a starter. I mean, we're going to find a way to get Guerrero in the lineup. I can guarantee you that. Honeycutt and Guerrero will find a way to get in that lineup. I don't know how we're going to make it work, but we'll find a way to make it work. 6'6" with sure hands and 50-50. I'm going to throw it, just toss it up to him in a one-on-one every play next year when it's open. And then Dan Honeycutt is going to probably be open every single time next year. #5 ranked Kentucky Wildcats will be playing against Utah in Lexington, Kentucky. Home field advantage in the first round of the college football playoffs. I will see you all in the next episode. If you got some enjoyment, drop a like, subscribe for more, and there is plenty more sports game content you can tune into here on the Gamer Ability YouTube channel and more on my second channel, Gamer Ability 2, link in the description to that. As always, have a fantastic day, everybody.